Hi, I'm Ellie Kildunne, England and Harlequins women's fullback.
And welcome back to the final whistle, brought to you by the Rugby Connection podcast. Well, our next guest, try scoring machine, whether it's for Gloucester, whether it's for Wasps, England Sevens, and now even the Red Roses and Harlequins. It's Ellie Kildunne. Ellie, thank you so much for coming on. How are you getting on?
Yeah, good. We've been in Auckland for a couple of days now, so I'm back into the city life after being in Whangarei, if that's how you pronounce it properly. But yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Now, usually we ask our guests, always the first question is the same, but just because of the circumstances and where you are right now, I thought we should talk about the World Cup and just your mindset into camp and how that's all been.
Yeah, I mean, we've been out here for a little while now, but camp's gone way back into, I think it was July that we started. So I've adopted the camp life and I'm in a proper routine with it now. So I'm used to the hotel rooms and living out my bag. But other than that, we're in full swing. I think as a team, we're really tightening up. We've had a few games, both in England and out here. So we're getting to the business end of stuff. So yeah, we're all in a good place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as of recording, you have one more group game and you've got 27 consecutive wins. You're just constantly making history. Does that ever sink in, or does that change the mindset of the team at all? Or
no, I think I don't. If I'm honest, I never really remember the number. I don't really think about it because you got to take each game at a time. It means nothing if you lose, so it's not something that we think about. Definitely, I don't either.
That's good then, because everyone over here definitely hypes it up every time you win. It comes up like another one to the tally, and I'm like, when's it going to end? And it's like one of those like, is the streak ever going to end? I don't think I'll
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
It just must. Do you get bored of winning?
No, it's never easy, especially against France last weekend. You know, I looked up at the scoreboard and I did have a bit of a moment where I thought we really can't the score here because there was only 6 points in it. So yeah, no, never get bored of it because as soon as you do, that's when we'll start losing, I guess.
That's very well put. I will ask you the first question that we ask all of us. What actually got you into rugby in the first place, Ellie?
So I'm from Yorkshire and I live in quite a rural place. I've only got 2 sets of neighbours, 2 girls, 2 boys, and I've got a younger brother myself. And we spent a lot of our time just playing out all the time in the fields and playing cops and robbers and what have you, and TIG and all them types of games. And yeah, one day the boys were going to go to training, and if I didn't go with them, the girls weren't in, and I'd have no one to play with. So I just asked if I could go down with them. And yeah, as soon as I got down there, I absolutely loved it. I quite liked the fact that the boys, I could skin the boys basically, and then they got embarrassed, which yeah, I loved that. So from that point, I kind of took it on, and yeah, I've not stopped since.
I think you made the right decision, just going down and not being bored on your own. I know you can definitely skin the boys. You do it every week on TV, and just like I said in the intro, you score for fun, and it's not even just like dot down tries you score. Some of the tries you score is like, I don't know how your body gets into that position to get the ball over the line, but
I think it's because sometimes I realise I should have passed the ball, and then I think, well, I'm going to have to score now because if I don't, I'll get told off. So yeah, make it work.
That's fair. Yeah, you definitely make it work. And we have, well, they're not fan questions. There are questions from the other co-hosts. Harv asked, very nice and simple, what's your favourite hairstyle?
To play with is definitely how I normally do it. I've got a crafty hairstylist in camp. Sadia is very good with her hands in my hair. Sorry, you can cut that bit out. No, Sadie is very good at doing hair. So yeah, every time she does it, it's almost like a free Botox. So yeah, I enjoy playing like that. But other than that, I play with a headband. It's just really easy just to put it back. It doesn't really get messy. It doesn't get pulled out anywhere. But actually today, Sarah Byrne actually said if I was a prop, then I'd probably be bald if I played with my hair down with the amount of times you've got to go into rucks and in the scrum and stuff. So yeah, it's a good job full back.
Yeah, definitely a good job. No, I couldn't go bald myself. No, I'm good. need the hair. Anja, another one of our co-hosts, she does one of our women's show. She's asked, what are your kit bag essentials? And she's also thrown in that she's your biggest fan. She had to throw that in there as well. So.
Kit bag essentials as well. So I forget a lot of things. And yeah, it's organised chaos a lot of the time. But at the moment, I pack my bag with 4 S's. So I think shoulder pads. So I wear little shoulder pads. Shield for my gummy shield, shoes and shirt. And as long as I've got them, that is the absolute essentials. But other than that, when I'm coming away on camp, I always make sure I've got my camera and camcorder just so that I can capture the memories, put it on Instagram. I'm a bit of an Instagram addict. So yeah, make sure that I can get all the photos and videos out for everyone to see.
Nice. I've also noticed you've dabbled in the TikTok scene as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a new thing. I keep meaning to carry on with it, but I guess when you're in a hotel room, a lot of the time, you've got to find a way of passing it. So, yeah, I've started doing that. I can't say I'm a connoisseur yet, but a few of the girls are teaching me a few moves.
Is there any TikTokers you quite like watching or anything like that?
I've got a bit of a weird taste on TikTok. The humour's quite weird. I don't know, Madison. Sorry, I was asking one of the girls. No, I don't have anyone in particular, but yeah, I like the ones that are quite odd humour.
That's fine. So ones that catch me off guard as well. That there'll be like a little joke. You can bring them in. They don't have to hide away from the camera.
I can see them laughing. Sorry. I can see them laughing and I was going.
It's all good. Get them all in. Make a big, massive Red Roses special. There you go.
No, they don't. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, the odd humour is always fun. There's a lot of videos that just come up and just catch you off guard. Like, there was one, I don't know what the woman actually tried to do, but it's like she tried to like almost deadlift an oven and the door came off and she went back. I was in hysterics. I don't know why.
Oh no, I did see that. She's holding it like this.
Yeah, she's like proper
the
legs straight. Yeah, and I've seen it. I was like, what were you trying to achieve out of that? But anyway, she's viral now, so there you go.
Yeah, I can find it.
Jemma has asked, who are you most excited to play in the Rugby World Cup?
Well, I've got to say New Zealand. I think I've only played them a couple of times back in the autumns, but there's a history between England and New Zealand to have great rivalry. And they're exciting players. I've played them plenty of times in sevens, and yeah, they can throw the ball about. It's exciting to watch, and it's even better trying to find ways of beating them as well.
It's good. It's going to be interesting. I do think that is going to be the final. To be fair, I think I've had to accept that Scotland's just not getting through. Sadly.
They've had a couple of close ones. Oh, you think it will be the final, New Zealand, England?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Yeah, no, Scott. I mean, I feel for the girls. They've been so close. Both games have been really tight. But it's just the way that it goes. Every team's come out firing this tournament.
Oh yeah, so, definitely. It's probably been the most. Harder it might be the actual first like professional World Cup, which is always exciting. And it does lead me to my question, because I think everyone should be, but please tell me that you're a professional rugby player.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Yes.
I've been professional now since I was 18. I was in the setup when I was 17, but went professional at 18. So yeah, it's kind of the only thing that I've ever known. I have worked at Sports Direct for a couple of weeks one Christmas, but then I worked out retail wasn't quite for me. So yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know what I'm going to do after rugby. I don't even want to think about it right now. It's a long way away, but it's not for me. Sports, put it that way.
No, that's good. No, I always want to know that, because I think I've been saying it for about a year and a half now to pay the girls. And you get the idiots in the comments online like, yeah, but money doesn't buy success. Yes, it does. Just look at football. Simple.
We'll get there. It's going the right way, and you know, with tournaments like this, more teams are becoming professional setups. So it's definitely going in the right way. But it's easy to lose your patience with it, because everyone's wanting to be the best. So it'll get there definitely.
It will, definitely. And it's going to sound really weird, but I think the pandemic was actually a blessing in disguise for women's rugby. I love the fact that the Six Nations is now not on at the same time as the men. I love rugby. I will watch rugby every day if I could. So if I could fill those gaps a bit more, then I feel like they're up to something. I keep seeing their eyes, they're doing something.
Yeah, they will.
We've got a fan question from Ellie Brown. She's asked she said secret, but what's your hidden party trick?
What's my hidden party trick?
You could phone a friend if you need to.
No, there's one that's just been told to me, which I can't say.
You can say it. It's an open book.
No, yeah. I can't say it. And I don't really have a hidden party trick, if I'm honest.
You do.
No, I could not one that I can say on camera. On camera anyway.
I'm definitely getting the answer after this. I will definitely get the answer after this.
All right.
You briefly mentioned your sevens career there. What is your dream seven squad? You could pick past or present players. You never even had to play with them, just people you like. Well,
okay, I'll do to make it a bit easy. I'll do players that I've played with, or play with now. So this is off the top of my head. In the forwards, I'd go Abidal, fast prop. Meg Jones, hooker. And the other prop, I would go Skaz.
Of course.
At 9, I'd go I'd go Holly. Helena at 10. Am I putting myself in this? Sorry.
You can put yourself if you want.
I'd go centre, and then Jess Breach on the wing. But then the bench, coming off the bench, I'd bring Claudia off the bench. I'd have Alex Matthews coming off the bench. Who else would I have? I'd have Abby Brown. And who else would I put in there? That'd be my main one. That's good.
We'll
say that there's quite a large NPR group in that as well, which I can chop and change as the tournament goes. But yeah, pretty strong squad if you ask me.
That's a very strong squad. Similar question. What's the dream back three partners for you? Again, past and present. You can put yourself at fullback.
Fine, okay. I'll go for that. I love playing with all of the wingers at the moment is so competitive, and everyone's really, really good. But it depends who we play against. I love playing with Jess. We had a really good connection. Back end of Quins especially, the little 1-2 inside outside combo was really good. I like playing with Abby. I'm going to end up just listing them all off because we've got some really, really fast, strong individuals that can make people look silly. So yeah, it's a bit of a sit on the fence answer, but yeah, they're all really good.
Is there any players from other nations that catch your eye? Just chuck some out there. Normal mentions, maybe.
Of course, Posh. I don't want to say any New Zealand girls, but of course, Posh is pretty special. Who else? Jazz Joyce. She's a quick player, and you know what? I've been handed off by her too, and she's pretty strong. She had the choice. I don't know how heavy she is, but she's most lighter and smaller than me. She had the choice to run outside me, and she looked me dead in my eye and tried to bump me, which I took major offence from. But it was a soak-up tackle. She is stronger than she looks. So yeah, I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot too much though. So we'll end that question there.
That's fair. No, I was surprised you actually meant to get fended off. And then not many meant that.
No, I get offended off quite a fair amount, including the weekend just gone. I got absolutely smashed. I don't know if you saw it. Smashed in the middle of the field, and then there was another one where I don't want to call it a handoff because it was a forearm to my face, but my life flashed before my eyes. Put it that way. I had a moment on the floor, and soon after, Helena was telling me to get on my feet and go over it. So yeah, we got over it pretty quick. But yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
You did mention Jeff Preacher, and you mentioned Harlequins. If you could sign anyone from your previous clubs, so Gloucester and Wasps, who would it be and why?
Meg Jones. I really enjoy the way that she plays. She brings flair and creativity, which is two things that I thrive off. So yeah, I really enjoy playing with her at Wasps, and you know, it'd be awesome if that could happen again at some point and get the connection back. Definitely.
I don't know if I wanted to mention it or not, but just because it is going around the rugby world, like I just want to know your opinion on the whole Wasps situation.
I don't have too much to say about it. I think it's incredibly sad, and I can't really imagine what some of the people are going through that are there. But yeah, I can't really say too much on it because I'm out here at a World Cup and there's people back at home that have jobs, so it's a pretty tough subject to have an opinion on, right?
No, that's fair. I just thought because I didn't have it written down. It's just you started with mention Wasps. I was like, I'm just gonna chuck it in there a little bit. But no, that's a good answer. Is there any advice that you would give for young girls wanting to get into rugby?
Doesn't matter what size you are. If you feel like you're smaller than other people, chuck some shoulder pads on. It'll give you a load of confidence. It definitely has for me. I went through a patch where I felt like I'd lost all my confidence in the contact area. I didn't feel like I was as strong as other people. And as soon as that's in your head, there becomes a fear factor, and it's almost like my shield that I put on. And as soon as I do, I kind of feel I can make all the tackles, burst through all the tackles, even though that might not be happening all the time. I might get fended off, I might get smashed like I did last weekend, but I got up pretty quick, and I had bags of confidence doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'd say. There's a lot of people that say rugby's for all sizes, and that doesn't mean just like the bigger girls and boys. That means all sizes. There's obviously a position for everybody. It just takes confidence and belief, and that can be the same size in each person.
Yeah, I love that. I could not add any more to that if I tried. We're going to change it up a little bit now. We're going to move into get to know Ellie. There's more personal questions. I used to call it quick fire, but you don't have to rush on it. You could take your time if you want.
Perfect.
And your teammates could answer as well. Since I know that there, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Cool.
Sorry, is it one word answer? I don't know why.
No, you're fine. I've never found anyone that's actually picked cats yet, so I'll just keep it going.
Cats. Shauna Brown's saying she'd pick cats.
Shauna Brown picks cats. There you go. Favorite style of food or food cuisine, if you put it differently?
Asian. Asian. It didn't used to be that. I think since moving, when I was up at home, okay, this is in Yorkshire. If we had a Chinese takeout, I'd have sausage and chips.
No.
You just said that out loud.
but since moving down south, I mean, it's not just Chinese food. There's so many different cuisines that you know. Again, up at home, if we go out for food, you go out for a pub dinner. I mean, the nearest Wagamama's is an hour away. Same with Nando's. So as soon as I came down, I opened up to a lot more. So yeah, I'd definitely say Asian food. And it's what I cook the most as well at home, just because you can get so much out of it. A lot of it's just chicken and rice, but just in different styles. But yeah it's nice to go out for it as well.
Solid answer. Favourite music genre or favourite song? Or both?
I like Afro beats. My favourite song at the moment is Back and Forth by... Let me just... can I come off of this? Just search Back and Forth. It'll come up. It's really, really good though.
That's fine.
Every single morning I put it on, and every single time I get in the shower.
Nice. Well, Anja did actually chuck in another one. She asked, what's your pre-game song?
That one.
That one. That's fair. No, I figured that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty constant. I also, before games, don't tend to listen to very upbeat songs. I'm quite, I can get overstimulated real easy, and I don't need music to add to that. So sometimes the music just brings it back down. I actually, so in
Little Baby
in
ESTG.
Is it? Let me see. Sorry, I'm getting the name of Back and Forth now. When I used to run 5Ks in lockdown, I used to put on a song. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was so slow, and I always got my PB. Well, I got pretty obsessed with it and would make sure I got a PB every time I did it. But that was the one song that I could always. I just put it on repeat because it just cooled my head down so that my feet could move quick, but my mind can move slow. So yeah, it's.
I like that. What's your favourite film?
So my favorite film, the film that I always suggest people watch, whether this is my favorite one or not, but it's one that I always go to, is The Loft. It's a psychological thriller. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I end up over explaining it and ruining it for you. But yeah, The Loft is really, really good. Okay. I don't think it's on Netflix though. I think it's an Amazon Prime thing.
Okay, that's fine. I've got Prime as well. We're all good. Is there any thing on Netflix that you're currently binge watching or that you recommend?
Yeah, that's actually why I'm in this room. I don't recommend it, but it's called The Watcher. It's number 1 at the moment. Don't watch it. Don't watch it because we can't work out whether it's a spoof or it's a thriller because there's a lot of questionable acting and the music's not quite that tense. So we need to up the ante by putting the speaker right next to our ear. So that brings the tension up a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm currently watching. But anything that's psychological thriller, yeah, I'm all over. I love it. But I try not to watch too much. This is actually one of the first things I've watched this whole time on Netflix, and I pretty much watched it all in 2 days. So that's probably why.
Nice. I mean, I was just going to mention did you see the new Dahmer series? I haven't. I want to, but
I'm not going to ruin it. Yeah, it's really good. That's actually watched that on the long journey here, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. I love all the crime things. They just
most people watch Shrek or Dirty Dancing or that on a flight, and Ellie's watching Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good though. I don't know if I want to watch it. I've seen the trailer and I'm looking at it.
It's not. I mean, the way that they've done it isn't like the typical crime documentary where it's all real. It almost feels like it's a series because it's an actor and stuff. So part of it takes that element out of it. But then when you on TikTok, I've seen a lot of the comparison photos of the room, the actual room, and then the scene. and they've got it pretty spot on. So that's when it hits you and you think, God, there's some crazy people out there.
So there is some absolute Fruit Loops out there. That's all I'll say on that. I'm not going to get into trouble for anything else I'll say. Do you have any tattoos?
No, no, not that. Not yet.
Why? I was going to say, why do you laugh? That sounds like you've got like...
No, not yet. There's I mean, there's a few that I want to get, but I don't think I'll be getting it anytime soon.
What tattoos are you after? There's always a follow-up if you don't have any.
I don't know. I just like little patterns, so I don't like, a picture of something. I like it when people have got little ones on their fingers and stuff like that. So
all right, okay.
Little ones like that, but there's a time and place, and right now I'm not looking to get that.
No, that's fair. Good. Any hobbies away from rugby?
I like making videos. I brought my camcorder out here, so I like putting together videos, just creating a bit of a memory for everyone to see. I just like it's like better than a photo. And if anybody asks me to tell a story, I'd probably nod their ear off and lose what I'm saying because I go around the houses. So it's a lot easier to show them something rather than try to explain that.
Is there anything in New Zealand that you have seen that you would strongly recommend if people are going out to New Zealand?
Waterfalls. There's so many waterfalls. We went to one. Keke waterfall. Carry waterfall. Insane. There's like a mini waterfall next to it that has its like own little pool, and we all got in. It's like it's not hot, but it's like a hot tub size.
Oh, nice.
It's very cold, but it was amazing. It was really, really cool, and you get some good photos there as well.
Oh, it's a bonus, especially if you're into that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Favorite post-match drink?
Post-match drink. Protein shake.
No, I knew that was coming. I knew water or protein shakes are banned on this show.
Post game. It's nice to have a little cider, but only one. It is nice to have a little cider, but yeah, no, there's a same thing, time and place for it, and yeah, at the moment it's protein shakes. So I have to wait a little while for that.
I'm going to change the question because I will get the answer out. So, what's your going out drink? If you're going out with the girls after the tournament's finished?
Rosé. Rosé, and I also like sparkling rosé as well, just because it makes me feel a bit more bougie. But yeah, look, I like a glass of wine. I do like gin and tonic as well, but I feel like it ends up tasting a little bit like pop. So if I have a glass of wine, I just sip it.
That's fair. And the teammates, what's their go-to drinks? You could throw them under the bus if you want.
What's your go-to drink after on a night out? Cider. Gin and tonic and cider.
Any certain ciders or just cider, whatever?
He's buying.
8%. Anything 8%.
Anything that's 8%.
Fair. I mean, if we were all in the same room, I might buy you a drink. We don't know.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I remember you said that.
We'll write it down.
That's fine. Maybe after the Six Nations when we're a bit closer to them. Because you're playing Scotland and Newcastle, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go. See, it's like only like 3 hours from me. So there you go. I could easily buy.
Right, perfect.
I could buy bougie wine and cider, and I think it was
Perfect. I'm putting it in my notes. You're going to regret that.
I'll regret a lot of things. It's all good. Don't worry. One thing you hate doing, but you have to do it.
On time?
Yeah. Being on time, setting alarms and being on time. Not being on time. I don't actually like being late to things, believe it or not. But yeah, setting alarms for things. I just wish I could just be one of them people that think, I'm all set, I'm all packed. I'm gonna get there 10 minutes early. Instead, I'm like, yeah, I'm all set, I'm all packed. And I'm like, oh God, have I packed this? Unpack my whole bag. In doing that, lose my room key or whatever, and then try to find my room key, and then I've lost my phone, and then I'm 2 minutes before the meeting. But because everyone gets there 10 minutes early, I always look like I'm late, but I'm never late. Everyone just thinks I am.
I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely. Who's the best roommate? And I'm saying this on purpose because I know that there's people in your room.
No, these actually aren't my roommates. No, I'm with Rosie at the moment. And yeah, it's very nice. I actually was speaking to Claudia earlier. I was like, oh yeah, we have some nice chats. This is on camera.
Yeah.
She goes, oh yeah, nice pillow talk. And I was like, no, not pillow talk. But yeah, no, I like rooming with her, so it's going well. It's actually a new roommate as well. I was with Helena. I've had loads of roommates. No one seems to want to stick with me. But yeah, I think Rosie's in for the long haul. I'll trap her in it.
Fair. Who's the worst roommate then? Since you've had so many.
Exactly.
Is it you? Are you the worst roommate?
No, I'm not. Things change in camp, and then, you know, with people being MPRs or people going home, I then go home or whatever it is, things just end up chopping and changing. I'm not bothered by it. I'm not set in any way. I'm not really one for routine. Let's put it that way. So yeah,
That's fair. Just because I know you're a Quins player, you could ask Shauna this as well, because I know she's there. Sarah Bonner or Jade Kunkel Roberts? Who's your favourite?
Sarah Bonner.
Yeah, Bonner. Bonner's energy.
I didn't even think about it. Just straight in. I love it.
Energy, yeah. I mean, not that Jade isn't.
No,
Jade's not as loud. Jade's not as loud as Bonner, but yeah, she brings the laughs, and you definitely know that she's in the room in a good way.
Yeah, no. I've met Sarah once, and I even messaged Jade to try and get dirt up on you, but she wouldn't give a penny. So
no one's got any dirt on me. That's what it is.
That's why I was like, you got anything that can catch?
Yeah.
I feel like they have dirt on you though.
No, they don't have dirt on me. I'm good.
Biggest inspiration and why?
Inspiration. I'm not actually really sure.
You can bring your own inspiration to be better than you.
Yeah, I without sounding corny,
Okay.
I don't have. I've got loads of people that inspire me.
Yeah.
Loads of people that, I mean, it doesn't have to be because of what they've achieved. It's typically what they've been through, and the stories that they've got individually to get to the place that they're in now is something that inspires me every day. To makes me feel very grateful for what I do, for being healthy, to call this my job, and yeah. So there's no in particular person, but I've got a few that, you know, keep me ticking, and you know, they're always up there if I ever need that extra push. So yeah.
No, I love it. No, because usually the last ones we've been getting is like it's the Matthew McConaughey one. It's myself in 5 years, and when it's 5 years time, it's another 5 years, and I'm like, okay. I get I like the message behind it, but there's like 3 or 4 times when you hear it, I'm like, I'm going to stop asking this question.
Yeah. It's a hard question to answer, especially when you're in, like, I'm in an environment where everybody is inspiring in some way, shape, or form. So it's hard to pinpoint things when it's kind of all around you.
That's very true. Who is the best Rose to have a drink with?
Best Rose to have a drink with Helena Rowland.
Fair enough.
She's not. Yeah, she's not the loudest person. And I mean, I know her very well, so I see her in a different light. But yeah, she's a good laugh. Let's just leave it there.
That's fine. Final question. One thing you'd like to be remembered for?
One thing I like to be remembered for is probably Shauna's saying dancing feet. Just maybe someone that took the game to a different level. I think it's easy to be put in a bracket of a female rugby player, and if you were to find highlights on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is, to find a video which one of us are in, you'd have to type in women's rugby player highlights. So I want to be up there with the Jason Robinsons and be in the like Colby, all of the big names that you already write in best steppers in the world, and it's all men.
Yeah.
So I want to be the person that's, you know, taking it to that level, and people start asking.
You want to have like your own video, not like England women's highlights, and you just happen to be playing. I like that. That's pretty cool. If you must know, I did not because we did a video to say that you're coming on the show. I did not type in England rugby. I did not type in Harlequin. I typed in your name, and it all came up. It was all under their banner, but I did type in your name, and I got everything I needed there. So you're halfway there. You are halfway there.
We're going in the right direction.
Oh, 100%. And the book is now closed. You've absolutely crushed it, and it's just been an absolute blast. I can't thank you enough for agreeing to come on and have some cameos with you as well.
They get me laughing.
Good. That's what we want. We want a real conversation. I refuse to send out questions like 3 days before. I don't like it.
Yeah, bit
stiff.
stiff.
You know what's coming. You've already then prepped your answer. No.
You might as well have answered it for me if that was the case.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like why. I think you're the first one in a few weeks I've actually put in the inspiration thing, and why? Because I'm like, somebody's going to say the Matthew McConaughey thing again, and I'm bored of it. But no, I liked your answer, and all your answers are very genuine, which makes it even better. Yeah, I'll just keep rambling on, but yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to come on, and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Awesome, thank you very much.
No worries. This has been the final whistle with Ellie Kildunne, and we'll see you next time.